The moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the dilapidated rides and crumbling structures of the abandoned amusement park. Ivy crept up the rusted roller coasters, and the once vibrant colors of the carousel had faded to a ghostly gray. It was a place frozen in time, a relic of a bygone era. As I stepped through the creaking entrance gate, a chill ran down my spine. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and the silence was deafening. But I wasn't alone. I could feel the presence of something otherworldly. Legend had it that the park was haunted by the spirits of those who had perished here years ago. They say that on certain nights, you can hear the distant sound of children's laughter echoing through the empty pathways, followed by the anguished cries of those who never made it out alive. I brushed off the superstitions as I made my way deeper into the heart of the park. The carousel creaked and groaned as it turned slowly in the breeze, its once bright lights now flickering dimly like dying stars. I couldn't help but shiver as I passed by the decrepit bumper cars, their twisted metal frames like skeletal remains scattered across the cracked pavement. But it wasn't just the physical decay that sent a shiver down my spine. It was the feeling of being watched, of being followed by something unseen. I quickened my pace, my footsteps echoing loudly in the stillness of the night. As I rounded a corner, I came face to face with a sight that made my blood run cold. Standing before me was a figure dressed in tattered clothing, its face obscured by shadows. It beckoned to me with a skeletal hand, its voice a ghostly whisper on the wind. I should have run, should have fled from this place of nightmares. But something compelled me to stay, to follow this spectral figure deeper into the darkness. And as I did, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was about to uncover secrets that were better left buried in the past. The figure led me through the twisting pathways of the abandoned amusement park, its movements silent and ethereal. Shadows danced around us, casting eerie shapes on the crumbling walls and overgrown foliage. With each step, the air grew colder, and the sense of foreboding weighed heavier on my chest. As we ventured deeper into the heart of the park, the surroundings grew increasingly surreal. Strange whispers echoed through the air, and fleeting glimpses of apparitions darted in and out of the shadows. I could feel the energy of the place pulsing around me, as if the very essence of the spirits that haunted it permeated the air. Suddenly, we came upon a clearing, where an old Ferris wheel stood tall against the night sky. Its rusted frame creaked ominously in the breeze, and the seats swayed back and forth as if moved by some unseen force. The figure turned to me, its eyes gleaming with a strange intensity. Without a word, it gestured toward the Ferris wheel, as if inviting me to take a closer look. Trembling, I stepped forward, my heart pounding in my chest. As I approached, I noticed that one of the seats was moving, swinging gently back and forth as if someone were sitting in it. With a shaky hand, I reached out to touch the seat, expecting it to be cold and lifeless. But to my surprise, it was warm, as if someone had just vacated it moments before. I recoiled in horror, my mind racing with fear and disbelief. Suddenly, a voice whispered in my ear, sending shivers down my spine. "Do you see now?" It said, its words echoing in the darkness. "This place is not what it seems. It is a prison for lost souls, trapped between this world and the next." I stumbled backwards, my mind reeling from the revelation. The figure stood before me, its eyes filled with sorrow and longing. "You must help us," it pleaded, its voice barely more than a whisper. "Release us from this torment, so that we may finally find peace." I nodded numbly, my resolve hardening in the face of the supernatural. With a deep breath, I vowed to uncover the truth behind the haunted amusement park, no matter the cost. Little did I know, the journey ahead would test me in ways I could never have imagined. Determined to unravel the mysteries of the haunted amusement park and set the trapped spirits free, I delved deeper into the shadows, guided by the spectral figure who had appeared before me. Every step felt heavier, the air thick with the weight of centuries-old sorrow and anguish. As I wandered through the decaying remnants of the park, I stumbled upon a forgotten attraction hidden beneath layers of ivy and decay. It was a maze, its walls towering high above me, twisting and turning in a labyrinthine maze of passages and dead ends. With a sense of trepidation, I entered the maze, the echoes of my footsteps reverberating off the crumbling walls. The air grew colder with each step, and the feeling of being watched intensified, as if unseen eyes followed my every move. As I navigated the maze, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was lurking in the shadows, waiting to pounce. Strange whispers echoed through the corridors, their words incomprehensible yet filled with an undeniable sense of malice. Suddenly, I heard a blood-curdling scream pierce the silence, followed by the sound of frantic footsteps echoing through the maze. Without hesitation, I followed the sound, my heart pounding in my chest. I emerged into a clearing, where I found myself face to face with a sight that filled me with horror. A group of spectral figures surrounded a young woman, their eyes blazing with an otherworldly light. She was trapped, her back against the wall as the spirits closed in around her. With a surge of adrenaline, I sprang into action, determined to save the woman from the clutches of the vengeful spirits. Ignoring the fear that threatened to consume me, I reached out to her, pulling her away from the encroaching shadows. As we fled through the maze, the spirits pursued us with a relentless determination, their anguished cries echoing through the corridors. But we refused to give up, our resolve stronger than ever as we fought to escape the haunted labyrinth and uncover the truth behind the park's dark secrets. After narrowly escaping the clutches of the vengeful spirits within the haunted maze, the young woman and I found ourselves deeper in the heart of the abandoned amusement park. The air was thick with tension as we cautiously made our way through the decaying attractions, each step echoing with the weight of the park's tragic history. As we ventured further, the spectral figure who had guided me earlier reappeared, its presence a reassuring beacon in the darkness. It gestured toward a looming structure in the distance, a towering castle-like structure that seemed to radiate with an ominous energy. With a sense of trepidation, we approached the imposing structure, its towering spires casting long shadows across the overgrown pathways. As we crossed the threshold, the air grew heavy with the scent of decay, and the sound of our footsteps echoed off the crumbling walls. Inside, we found ourselves in a vast chamber filled with relics of the park's former glory. Broken carnival games lined the walls, their faded prizes a haunting reminder of happier times. But amidst the ruins, there was something else, something darker and more sinister lurking in the shadows. As we explored further, we stumbled upon a hidden passage concealed behind a tapestry. With a sense of foreboding, we descended into the depths below, the air growing colder with each step. It was as if we were descending into the very bowels of hell itself, drawn inexorably toward the heart of the darkness that lurked within. At last, we reached a chamber shrouded in darkness, its walls lined with ancient runes and symbols. In the center of the room stood a pedestal, upon which rested a single, flickering candle. As we approached, the candle's flame seemed to dance and sway, casting eerie shadows across the room. With a sense of dread, we realized that we had stumbled upon the source of the park's curse, the key to unlocking the secrets of its haunted past. But as we reached out to grasp it, a voice echoed through the chamber, chilling us to the bone. "You dare to defy us?" It hissed, its words filled with malice and contempt. "You will never escape this place alive. Your fate is sealed." But we refused to be intimidated, our resolve stronger than ever as we prepared to confront the darkness head-on. Little did we know, the true horrors of the haunted amusement park were yet to be revealed, and our journey was far from over. With determination burning in our hearts, the young woman and I stood firm in the face of the malevolent presence that lurked within the depths of the haunted amusement park. Despite the ominous warnings and the palpable sense of danger that surrounded us, we knew that we could not turn back now. Our mission to uncover the truth and free the trapped souls depended on our courage and perseverance. As we reached out to grasp the flickering candle on the pedestal, the darkness seemed to close in around us, suffocating and oppressive. But we stood our ground, steeling ourselves against the impending confrontation with the forces of evil that sought to keep us trapped within the park's cursed confines. With a trembling hand, I reached for the candle, its flame dancing wildly as if resisting my touch. But as my fingers closed around it, a blinding flash of light filled the chamber, illuminating the darkness and banishing the shadows that had plagued the park for so long. In that moment, the spirits that had haunted the amusement park for centuries were finally released from their tormented existence, their anguished cries fading into the ether as they ascended to the afterlife. The park itself seemed to sigh with relief, the oppressive atmosphere lifting like a heavy fog. As the young woman and I emerged from the depths of the abandoned amusement park, we were greeted by the first light of dawn, casting its golden rays over the dilapidated rides and crumbling structures. Though the park still bore the scars of its haunted past, there was a sense of peace and tranquility in the air, as if the spirits that had once tormented its grounds had finally found solace. As we walked away from the park, our hearts lightened by the knowledge that we had helped to set the trapped souls free, we knew that the memories of our harrowing journey would stay with us forever. But we also knew that the darkness had been defeated, and that the haunted amusement park would never again be a place of fear and despair. And as we looked back one last time at the fading silhouette of the park against the morning sky, we knew that our adventure was over, but that the legacy of our courage and determination would live on for generations to come.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more stories. Until next time, take care and keep watching.